Well, everybody, happy Moody Monday. Here we are, day after another pathetic purple performance by the Minnesota Vikings, basically, because they lost again. So, yeah, it's done. It's over. So now here we are, Moody Monday. It's happening. Cheers, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and I hope your week is starting out fabulous, regardless of the pathetic purple performance, that being the Vikings from yesterday. So I have some thoughts. I had some thoughts. I have some more thoughts after kind of like thinking about it some more, absorbing the loss, kind of going through the nerd notes. So there's about 15 minutes before the Mike Zimmer presser, which is normally starts around 2 p.m. Central, and it's about 1:43 p.m. Central right now. So we have a little bit of time to wait here before he goes live and we see what he has to say. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of excuses here, but we'll see. In due time, we will find out. So I want to pull up some notes from yesterday's debacle, basically. I mean, again, they lost. We know the Vikings are now sitting at 3-5. And Moody Monday, who's going to take accountability on this team? We're waiting. We are still waiting over here. When is that actually going to happen? When is that going to transpire? Summer Home, thank you for joining. I'm going to pull up the chat in here too. So here we go. Nerd notes happening right now from yesterday. Just some stuff I was thinking about. What some people say stuck in your craw a little bit. All right. The purple pitchforks people, they're out. We know that they're out. We understand, especially for Mike Zimmer. Clint Kubiak's name is being thrown around there. Headless Horseman still waiting for the call. Like we know, Vikings yesterday, 31, Ravens 34, overtime loss from the purple. Time of possession. Can I just pause there for a moment? Time of possession, Ravens, about 46-ish minutes. The Vikings, 23, about 23 minutes. Double. The Ravens had the ball double the amount of time. So it's like, no wonder this team lost. No wonder they lost the game with time of possession stats like that. And Tyler Conklin was the number one target yesterday. Did the Vikings realize that they have Justin Jefferson on the team? Did they not realize that? Somebody's confused. There's some purple confusion happening here. And I cannot remember who gave me this stat yesterday from the chat, but thank you. I'm blanking right now. It came from the live stream. Maybe? Well, okay. Anyway, thank you for the stat. Now, if this stat stands corrected, Mike Zimmer is now 19-44 as a head coach for the Vikings against teams with a winning record. Math is really hard, but that's like 30%. That's not good. I think it's like 30%, right? Math is hard. Okay, so moving onward now. This is the one thing moving on that really, really annoys me is where's the actual leadership here for the Minnesota Vikings? Like, where is the actual leadership here for this team? I think it's missing. Half the captains on this team chose to not get vaccinated. Again, it's their choice. Sure, yeah. But look at the Evil to the East quarterback. What happened with him? Granted, he lied about it, all right? And a lot of these players haven't necessarily lied about it. But half of the players for the Minnesota Vikings that are captains chose not to get vaccinated. What kind of leadership is that? And I know it can be a vote from other players. I know it can be coaches that make the captains. There's an issue there. There's a problem. And now Harrison Smith was out yesterday, and due to the fact that he's not vaccinated and due to the NFL protocol now, he has to now sit out, I think it's 10 days. So he's going to now miss the Chargers game as well. Leadership, huh? Really good idea to sign him, give him that extension for like $64 million or whatever it was. And then, so it's Harrison, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, and Adam Thielen that we are aware of that are not vaccinated, allegedly, supposedly, probably. And then the other captains, Patrick Peterson, CJ Ham, Brian O'Neill, and Anthony Barr, put question marks there. I'm not exactly sure if any of those four are or are not either. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. Hi, Tree. Thanks for joining. I'm going to do the Mike Zimmer presser here in a little bit, see what happens there, see what he has to say. I know some other players were on earlier. Now I'm just going through the absolute, just my anger here about the leadership within this team. And I believe it was Judith, too, mentioned this in my comments about how she noticed that Dalvin was wearing his mask more or at the podium now. And I've noticed that as well. I noticed that with Kirk Cousins. So mask being worn, and it seems like the NFL is now probably going to, zero in on the protocol for COVID. And it seems like that was probably slipping around the entire league. And then with the crybaby coming out, with the drama coming out, with the crybaby, with the evil to the east, I'm sure they're zeroing in now and really making sure everybody's, crossing the T's and dotting the I's there. I also noticed that too. And I noticed that, Kirk was wearing it at the post game presser at the podium as well. And he had not been doing that previously. Tree, our team is a hot mess this year. It's hard to look at these games. I know, it really is. And it's like, what else do we do here? I mean, seriously, what else are we supposed to do with this crap that we're basically given at this point? All right, so moving onward here. No sympathy, no excuses. That's what I have written in red. No sympathy for this devil of a team. Seriously. And the Rolling Stones were just in town last weekend, but seriously, I'm sick of it. And the excuse, if we hear this excuse this afternoon, you got to watch the film. I'm so sick of that. We all just watched the game. That's the film. The film is the game. The game is the film. We all just watched it. So we saw. So I'm sick of this. Oh, we got to watch the film. Crap. Nonsense. It's crap is what it is. It's honestly crap. That is the lamest excuse. Lamest excuse. You got to watch the film. Shut it. Shut it. We don't want to hear it. We don't have time for it. We do not have time for that complete and utter garbage any longer. And now I have written, what are we going to hear today? What are we going to hear today? That's what I really, really want to know. And I definitely want to pull up from before who they were talking to. They had Bynum on earlier, Cameron Bynum. And I really, I was listening to a little bit here. He played for Harrison Smith yesterday. He got the call in the morning, didn't realize he was going to play until that morning. Really great. I like that attitude, and then goes and gets an interception with which the team, then I believe did nothing with, but I digress. So I really like that. I want to pull up and see what is happening here. Adam Thielen also went to the podium, huh? All right, let's take a little listen in on what Adam Thielen had to say. I didn't listen to any of this.
Concerns that people, the same questions, concerns that people watching the games have, or the same concerns that every single person in this building has, or questions, concerns. At the end of the day.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions and concerns. We do. There's a lot of questions, concerns, and it's just he seems defeated. Seems a little defeated. Probably because he knew what was coming. I want to hear what Zim's got to say.
We all want the same thing. Every single person in this building, everybody watching, you guys, we all want the same thing, right? We want to win ball games. We want to make this city, this state proud of winning games, the ownership, this organization. We want to make them proud by the way that we play and compete and win.
You're not making us proud right now.
At the end of the day, when you're not winning ball games, you're always trying to find answers. You're always trying a way to go out there and win. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So,
yes, winning the game. That's definitely what matters. And they haven't been doing a lot of that. To me, I just okay, they're going through the motions here. They're going through the motions. I'm waiting for the Zim one to start. I think there's still 8 minutes. So I got on here early. I got on here with plenty of time.
We're trying to do that together, whether that be players, coaches, staff. We're trying to do whatever it takes to win. And I know it's a broken record every week of, we got to do this better. We got to do that.
It is. It's a broken record. We're sick of it. We're getting tortured. He's literally just telling us things that we already know. These are things that we already know. Blah. I know that he has to answer these questions. They have to sit there and answer these questions. But my goodness. Oh. Pale, hey, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thanks for jumping on. I am so sorry about the rambling last night. And I felt actually kind of terrible because I was when I was in your chat, I was like, oh yeah, Matthew Stafford's doing great. And then, oh no. Oh man, I'm sorry about your loss, but congratulations on your channel. Payo time hitting 1,000 subscribers. That is amazing. Cheers, dude. Well deserved to you. Congratulations. Everybody go check out Payo Time, LA Rams YouTuber. So cheers to you, my friend. That is very exciting, regardless of the loss. I guess you get the channel love and then the loss, so maybe it evens out somehow that way. Still, that's not the best. Definitely. All right, so let me see here. Hope the purple gives you. Yeah, I'm just looking at the clock here because the Zimmer presser, it normally starts at about 2 p.m. It's about 6 minutes. So I'm just keeping Twitter up here. And I don't know. Hopeful for some change. Hopeful for some change up in here. Tree, these players shouldn't have to go through this. I blame ownership for not taking the right steps. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mars, hey, how's it going? Am I still gonna live stream the Bears game? I don't know. I don't think so as of right now. I'm planning on streaming on Thursday Night Football though, for sure. I always kind of forget about Monday night. Thursday night for sure. I don't even know who's playing right now, but Thursday night I'm gonna be on for sure. And to Mars, I told you I would tell you if I figured out what fell. From my stream yesterday, there was something for my kitchen. There was like a noise, and then I went to check and there was nothing that moved. It was something else. I found out what it was. It was like I had a curtain up and it fell. So I did find out later what that was, but wasn't anything in the kitchen. It was just down the hallway a little bit more. So I did figure out what that was. Yeah. Pale. Oh, yeah. Crazy 24 hours. That's amazing. Good for you. That is so cool. I love it. Yeah, that's great. So I want to go back to Twitter here. I just got to refresh the page. I just want to make sure nothing has started yet. No. Okay. Now back to Adam Thielen.
We got to do that, but we're in this situation now, and we got to find a way out.
How many times have we heard that? Well, we're in this situation before, we got to find our way out. The way out is by actually changing some things around, by making some people leave, get out, leave, like that JoJo song, get out, leave, get out and leave. Okay, we're over you. Spielman number 1, Zimmer follow along, Kirk Cousins as well, the 3 of them, they all need to go. Shoo, get on up out of here. All right, I'm just watching that. Oh, we got Randy. Oh, there's Randy. Super freak.
Hey, Adam, it seemed like yesterday the connection with you and Kirk was maybe a little bit off. I don't know if that's a fair way to characterize it, but what did you see just in terms of the...
Oh, Pale, thank you. I'm next. 1,000 subscribers coming. Yeah, everybody remember to subscribe, like, and share. Do all the things. Thank you, thank you. But I appreciate everybody for being on, for hanging out, for subscribing to the channel, and all your guys' great comments. I feel like I don't say those things enough, but I always think those things, but I have to start saying it. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I love popping on here, talking to everybody.
The ball not coming your way or getting as many catches as you're used to yesterday?
Yeah, there's so many factors that lead into it, right? You got to get open. Quarterback has to read.
You got to get open? People, this sounds like an elementary interview.
has to have the right coverage for you to get the ball. You got to have enough time for the play called.
They're just trying to fill time. They're just trying to fill time. They might as well just tell us how to make an omelet next. Why don't you just tell us how to make an omelet? Tell us what you had for dinner last night. What's your favorite snack at this point? Like, I want to know, Adam Thielen, what's your favorite snack at this point? Because everything else, this is just fodder. Blather away. Blather on away.
There's a lot of factors. So I think we kind of ran into every single one of those factors yesterday. When it was a good play call for it, maybe he didn't have time to read it out, or
sports talk to a T, Peo, for sure,
or this or that.
Corporate sports talk.
Maybe I didn't do the right thing to get,
or just sports talk.
So there's always something, and you got to find ways. I mean, you can't just kind of come in here every single week and say the same thing.
That's what you're saying. Thank you. Thank you. But that's what's happening right here. That's what's happening right now. Also, I want to give everyone here a message from my T. Cheers. Use your head to live with your heart. Good advice, isn't it? Okay. I just keep refreshing. I got to make sure. Okay, we were listening to Thielen.
Watching the games, have or
reactions, not sure.
And think about it. So he made the decision to throw it deep, and I came with something that
a simple miscommunication in terms of just that scramble drill situation.
Yeah, it's just a scramble drill situation that.
Thank you for repeating what was just asked. I was just talking about omelets, scrambles. See, they're listening.
It's talked about not very often, but you try to get on the same page of, okay, this is what I'm going to do if we do scramble.
Same page. That is very important, people.
It happens like
being on the same page,
that, right? It's not like you have time to.
This is what you get paid for.
And think about it. So he made the decision to throw it deep.
This is like
came back and,
these players sometimes, like, I get it, but sometimes it's like if you're called in to talk to your boss or something, and you're just giving like these answers, and you're not like changing anything with your work. Isn't that fireable? When do the players have to be being held accountable here, people? I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of, if I hear this today from Zimmer, gotta watch the film. Gotta watch the film. The film is the game. We all watch the game. We've seen the film. Enough of that crap. I heard that excuse yesterday. After my post game, I like to listen to the vent lines. I like to listen to all the things. I like to see the comments. All of the things what everybody else is thinking. Jump on Twitter. First excuse, we got to watch the film. That was one of the first excuses I heard. That is the lamest excuse. Lamest excuse. The film is the game. The game is the film. It's a little meta, but that's what it is. It is what it is. All right. It's 2 p.m. Where is Zim? Where is Zimmer? I want to know. We're waiting. We're waiting with bated breath. What's Cameron talking about?
News that you were going to start. How soon did you know?
As soon as I woke up, right before breakfast, my coach called me. Probably like 10 minutes after I woke up, he told me, "You're up today."
Love it.
We talked about earlier in the season. You're one play, one mishap away from being the guy. So
I like that attitude. I like this. Somebody stepped up. Rookie stepping in for Harrison Smith. Leader, captain. Maybe you shouldn't have a C on the jersey. I'm still annoyed about that. I'm still annoyed about at least half of the Vikings captains chose not to get vaccinated. And now we're out, one of them, 2 games.
I was blessed enough to get the opportunity.
Zimmer, where are you?
He called me and I told him I'm
We're
ready.
waiting.
Well, going into it, what were your nerves like?
It's 2:01.
Before that.
Is Zimmer going to show up?
I didn't have any nerves, to be honest. Just through this whole process, it's been
no
a privilege
nerves.
to sit behind
It's amazing.
Harry and sit behind X and be able to learn so much from them. So I didn't have any nerves knowing that I put on all the preparation and all the work that I possibly could.
You're ready. I love that attitude. Just ready at any given moment. And that's why you can really see like the real ones, like people that are backups when they actually step it up, or a rookie. That it's character. You can tell. Where is Mike Zimmer? Where is he? I just can't wait.
Something happen and be able to fill in and do my job at the end of the day. So I didn't have any nerves just because I knew and I was confident in my preparation.
Confidence. I love it. Pale. Maybe Zim is messed up by the time change. Oh yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm sure that's going to come as an excuse. I wrote that down in my notes and then I forgot to talk about it. But yeah, the time change, if that gets used as some sort of excuse today, no. Thank you. Here he is.
Hey, Mike. You talked a lot in the offseason about how the offense that you wanted it to stay similar.
He looks
some
pissed.
Of the numbers look quite different, though. Like the amount of sacks are down, but yards per attempt are down. Is there a difference?
This is Matthew Collar.
It sort of played out in practice from kind of what it was last year, or is it still similar but being executed differently?
Yeah, I just think the situations have been a lot different. Offensively, it has been,
He showed up, though.
There's obviously some new plays that we've
I got to take notes on this.
Different things like that. But, a lot of people are protecting
His body language says it all.
On us, when the quarterback's getting out of the pocket.
I don't want to be here.
We hit it.
We know.
A couple of the runs that we hit were runs that we've done in the past. So it really isn't different. It just sometimes the execution hasn't been quite as good.
Well, no S.
Joe, followed by John.
Joe, here we go from last week.
He's had issues turning turnovers into touchdowns. How can you change the momentum or take the momentum at that point and turn it into a real positive?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've had 4 turnovers.
Great question.
In the last, 2 ball games, and we've gotten 3 points out of it, I believe. So
that's terrible.
We've been talking about that as coaches, how we can, try to create some energy when that happens, and maybe try
the energy was created by the turnover.
Just every day
going through the motions.
Mike, I know you talked.
He looks so mad.
Season that you had some frustrations about the vaccinations. I'm like, now you lost 2 players yesterday.
Yes.
One of them 2 starters, and I'm wondering,
Captain, one of them.
If you're throwing up your hands, or how do you feel about the COVID stuff right now?
Love that question.
Well, first of all, I hate to see our players miss games. Obviously,
yes.
I also hate to see them.
That's not Zimmer's fault either. He tried to vocalize that earlier this season.
Possibly sick. I know, Garrett was vaccinated, so it's frustrating. But at the same point, the players that are not vaccinated, I think they've made the decisions on what they're going to do, and
that's
really
true.
No sense fighting it with me. It's just
that's true.
They're going to do what they're going to do.
That's with life in general, with the whole vaccine thing too. Can't make people do it.
Courtney,
they made up their mind.
Progress.
Courtney.
Mike, when Ole had to come out momentarily there in the second quarter, and Brando went in, was there any thought for Wyatt Davis going in, just because he is, I know on the depth chart he's right
Wyatt Davis question.
No, not really.
Is he coming along the way that you had expected him to this year?
I think he's coming along.
I like that she followed it up.
A young guy, so he
gave a quick answer, didn't say much, but she had something else ready, professional. Instead of just being like, okay.
On the Fox broadcast, we were watching it back. They mentioned that Harrison obviously, I guess, couldn't travel with the team back. And I'm curious how he ended up making it back to Minnesota.
I am not exactly sure. I know that we made some arrangements for him, but I'm not really positive.
He had to take Coach back?
He got back.
Harry had to take a bus or what?
Brian.
Whoa! Mike, I didn't realize he couldn't travel with the team. That makes sense.
Quick offensively, and then kind of struggled a little bit. Can you point to anything that's just consistent with what's going on there?
It's really one of those dilemmas. We come out there and score in the first series of the game, and then we kind of.
Christian laughed, but he looks so livid.
I think what happened there toward the end of the second quarter.
Peo, he handled that well.
Some penalties, and that's been another frustrating thing that's kind of kept us.
I'm hearing that word a lot.
We had
a little frustrating.
Third downs, it was 3rd and 11 or 12 or something like that, and then they started getting some more pressure in those situations.
Now he's like, I'm getting these headphones don't feel nice. I need to get out of here. Last question. I gotta leave. You can tell he's getting antsy.
About all week.
Doesn't want to be there.
About first downs on both sides of the ball would be a big factor in the game.
Stoic Zim today.
Eric, and then back to Brian.
All right, they're going to keep going.
Yeah, Mike, this is probably a question in hindsight, but on the 3rd and 8 in overtime on your guys' lone offensive drive, the Ravens lined up like they were going to show blitz, and they were a pretty blitz-heavy team. Kirk said after the game that the play called was for longer developing routes. What's the structure, I guess, or I guess your thoughts on his stance to audible?
Why can't? Thank you. Kirk, just change the play.
Show the blitz. What's sort of your thoughts on that?
They're showing the blitz. Maybe call something else.
Some options there.
Bus throwing
was turned the other way on that one.
Here we go.
They had a free runner coming off that weak side. Could we have been in a better place? Sure. That's part of it. But
well, yeah.
That series was disappointing to me because I thought
that series was disappointing.
Barr made a great play on the interception.
Just that series.
And we didn't do much with it.
Zim?
And actually, it's right after we went down to score. The possession before to tie the game.
Dancing around it half the time. You don't need to dance around it.
Mindset changes when you are ahead versus trailing or tied.
Great question. Good question,
Brian.
Yes. Give us an answer.
I've been, last week I
he doesn't have one.
Being aggressive on both sides.
Doesn't have an
sides of the ball.
answer.
I know, when we went into overtime on defense, I bet we blitzed 20, 15 times or something like that. So,
you shouldn't have even went into overtime in the first place.
About, understanding that you're going to have a team that likes to pressure you and be able to.
This is blathering. He's blathering
to your guys. I think
you're not answering
they hit
the question. Now I'm getting mad.
On a wide receiver screen that we didn't play very very well and end up getting the first down on it and then went on to score as well. So those are situations that we can't.
The whole game's a situation.
Give away defensively either.
Didn't even answer that question. You danced around it.
Andrew?
Mike, I'm wondering, as coaches, if it's, you do a lot of things that work. So sometimes I wonder if things were kind of a disaster.
Compliment.
Like, well, we need to change it. But you do a lot of things that work. So is it fine tuning or I also wonder, you're so close, how frustrating that is.
Zim's like, I want out. I'm mad.
Right there.
I'm sick of this. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Personally, it's very frustrating.
He's gonna explode.
It's frustrating for the players. They fight.
He's keeping it all in
like crazy.
If he wants to continue to coach, he can't freak out.
And you feel like you really feel like that. We've got a smart team.
Thank you, Tree. They do.
Typically,
I agree.
When you go out there and you win those games at the end, that's changes the attitude, changes the complexion of the season and everything else. So that part is frustrating. Yeah, that we fight like
we hear that word. How many times have we heard frustrating today? I heard it at least 3 times.
Good things.
I'm gonna start taking a tally.
You have to be a little bit careful. I mean, obviously, when you have some scheme issues, you always try to fix it and change it and do.
Do you though?
But,
I didn't see any changes. I didn't see any adapting in the second half. Hello. 21 unanswered points.
With it
you sure didn't adapt. What are you waiting for?
Build off of those things.
Waiting to lose the game. Not going for 2 points. Somebody ask him that, please. Please, somebody ask about not going for 2. Maybe they already did. I think they already did. They already did. Never mind.
Just the mentality.
Ask him again.
Shots after turnovers and trying to have more of an attack mentality sometimes. Is that just a process you think maybe Clint Kubiak's going through as a play caller once he gets past some of the scripted portions of games and knowing
a process
to kind of pepper in some
he doesn't call Gary. You better call Dad.
We call him all the time. It's just whether or not the defense allows us to get him. Like the first touchdown
defense.
with JJ. That was
goes back to the defense again.
Times we're going to take a shot, and
we're talking about the offense, man.
And then sometimes you get into some of the other situations, and you get some scenarios. I know there was one time we had a shot called and they gave us
he's dancing around everything.
Check into a run. So
I need to start playing that dancing music from Kirk's High School Musical.
There's a little bit of a catch-22, but I do know that we got to get the ball.
What is a catch-22 about? What? No, it's not.
Time for two more with Eric and Courtney.
Time for two more. Make them good,
Mike,
people.
You mentioned, a close win will help the energy of the team. With the defense playing, I think 98 snaps yesterday. How do you kind of manage that right now, having to go from Baltimore all the way out to LA?
He's not happy about that at all.
The physicality
of his precious defense.
The mindset of the team right now.
Thank you.
I don't know that I've ever seen a game that's had 98 plays on one side of the ball or the other. And so, yeah, that's a really good question. I know Barr and Kendricks and, Xavier played a lot of almost every single play.
Well, yeah, they did.
Griff had a lot of plays.
That was our defense. They had to be on the field the majority of time.
I have to get them back. I made sure.
You're telling us things we already know.
Room today and
he wants out.
Their bodies going. We'll have to try to be smart in practice this week. We're getting the things that we need to get done, but
he cares for his defense, not the offense. Exactly, Tree.
It is what.
I mean, we know that. He can't fake it anymore. Last one. Last one.
Talking about
Courtney.
a lot of times he's mentioned this at multiple points this season, that when teams are playing too high, it just takes away, what he wants to do downfield, that he can only go off of what a defense gives him. But given how frequently other teams in the NFL see a cover 2 look, I mean, do you expect there to be more adjustments in those situations it's not just relying on Kirk taking a shot?
Yeah, I mean, most all the routes have cover 2 concepts with them. Sometimes it is.
Got to talk about the offense, Zim. You don't like that.
It's hitting the ball between the safeties. Sometimes it's high, low in the corner. I mean, there's a lot of different concepts that.
Hit the like button, people. Thanks, Peo. Hit the like button.
That's the case, and we need to make sure that we're getting those concepts called a heck of a lot more.
Okay, the concepts. Keyword concept. Oh, he's out. Peace out. He just bye. See you later. Thanks for coming. Typical Zim. Oh man, it was like he was facing the firing squad there. Yep, well, see you later. Okay, well, see you later. That was fun. Okay. Well, how long was this?
We got our guys.
I don't think we can tell. I want to know how long. Hey, it was 13 minutes. That's like double the time that it was last week. I think last week he was on there for like 5 minutes. But the thing is, people, we didn't get any answers. We didn't get any answers. Like, what did we get out of that? What did we get out of that? I don't think we got much out of that at all. I want to see what y'all are saying down here. Thanks for joining me again for that. I mean, seriously. Yeah, Tree, he cares for the defense, not the offense. Clearly, Peo, Jade, I have a video suggestion for you. I really enjoy hearing what you would tell Zim and Cousins. You could do shorts like 5 things I would tell Mike Zimmer. Yeah, I like that idea. I thought you meant like a video for me to watch. I was just like, oh, really? I like that. Hit the like button. Thanks everyone for joining for that, whatever that was, that presser. I mean, I do like listening live though, so we can hear all the things. So I just took a few notes about that, and Zim said a whole bunch of nothing. Yeah, Tree. A whole bunch of nothing. So I'm glad that everyone here joined me so that we could all listen to this together. And basically what I got out of that was, hi, Nate. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining. We just listened to, it was about 13 minutes of Zim talking about nothing, basically. Like you can kind of see Tree said in the chat there, whole lot of nothing. And I have minor notes, and I am doing well. I'm having a great Monday. It's a Moody Monday. Everybody's livid. They're all livid at Zim, obviously. And I'm hearing a lot of people being very upset with Clint. Clint Kubiak is a name that I have been seeing being thrown out there. But thank you for the well wishes. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you're having a great Monday, too. All right. So I just wanted to go over my notes about the Zimmer presser. Very short. Basically, he looked pissed. Didn't want to be there. This was his demeanor the whole entire time. Oh, my gosh. Didn't want to be there. And he told us that I don't remember how many of our turnovers. I think this season, the defensive turnovers have equaled 3 points. 3 points. So to him, I know he's like, well, my defense did its job. Why didn't the offense do its job? There was minor bus throwing today from Zim, and that would be minorly throwing Pizza Boy under the bus. And Tree, I know. This is so sad. And the thing is, I don't understand if Zim's already gone, like if he's gone, right? If he's done over, like for sure going to be out of here by next year, why are they delaying the inevitable? Why? Because they're afraid they're going to lose. They're afraid that the season's going to tank. The team is 3-5. They're 3-5. They are tanking. They're sinking. Only half of their ass is up in the air. It's just the circus, the runaround. I'm so sick of it. Basically what it was today too was just a complete and utter runaround at everything. And oh man, Nate, I know your poor Cowboys last night or yesterday afternoon getting beat by the Broncos. And then Peo time, the LA Rams YouTuber, he was talking about his poor Rams getting beat up by the Titans, and Adrian Peterson, people ran for a touchdown yesterday. Last night, he was with the Tennessee Titans now. So what else did I have? Zim was also asked about the fact that, Harrison Smith is going to be missing 2 games now. And that kind of circles back to what I opened this stream with, was how I'm very annoyed that half of the captains on the Vikings chose not to get vaccinated. And again, it's fine. That's their choice. To me, that's not leadership. You can't be a captain then. You can't be a captain. To me, if I was the one choosing or if I was the one voting, granted, I'm not the one doing it, but what kind of leadership is that? And then with the purple too, it's like you're going to allow those people to be the leaders of your team. What does that say about the whole entire organization? It's just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. Nate, since you missed the presser, did Zimmer ask the reporters for their advice and suggestions again? No. Joe did ask a question. I believe that was Joe Schmidt that asked that last week. And then I have never heard that before. Have you guys heard that before? Where, hold on. Sorry. 1 second. I'm all stuck in here. Okay. Okay, I'm all tangled. No, he did not. Nate, he did not ask about anybody's opinion, and that you could tell where he was very, very upset by that. And I believe that was Joe Schmidt, and I think that asked that. He asked some questions today, too. The questions were pretty decent. I always appreciate Courtney Cronin. She asked a question. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Zim's answer to her was basically like one word, like, no. And she was ready to follow up with something else. So I really like that coming in there. And so, no, Zimmer didn't ask that, but he literally, Nate, this was him the entire time. And then about 5 minutes in, he starts going like this. And then he starts adjusting the headphones. Uncomfortable, wants to get out of there. And I'm semi-shocked that he showed up. And, hey, Nano Joe, how's it going? And this team didn't really skip a beat with Smith out. Seems to me they made a mistake. Yes, extending him. Bynum played well. I agree with you. And I did watch a little bit of Bynum's presser today. I was watching a little bit of that earlier before Zim came on. I like the attitude with him. Granted, he is a rookie, but basically up and ready at any point in time. He didn't know he was playing until that morning, obviously. So I love that attitude. I just love it. Like thirsty, wants more, waiting for the opportunity. And yeah, Nano Joe, kind of like you said, if the Vikings didn't necessarily miss a beat, why did they extend him for $64 million? And this also circles back to what I was kind of beasting about earlier. Harrison Smith, you extended him. He's a captain, chose not to get vaccinated, and is now missing 2 games. Again, it's his choice, and then who's the one that is deciding then that you're going to get extended and then you're going to be labeled a captain? Half of our captains on this team, to me, aren't exactly leaders because they chose not to get vaccinated. So, I don't know, just saying. Tree, talk to everyone later. My girls have cheerleader practice. Oh, that's exciting. Thanks for popping on, Tree. Hope they have a great practice. I love that. Yep. Peo. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Peo. You have a date with Adobe? That's awesome. Everybody go check out Peo Time, LA Rams YouTuber. He just hit 1,000 subscribers on his channel. Very good. Everybody go head on over there. And I also found out, too, that from Zimmer at the presser today, that Harrison Smith had to find his own way back to Minnesota yesterday because he couldn't travel with the team. And then Zimmer was asked if he knew how Harrison got back, and he said no. Interesting. So it's like you're not keeping tabs on your players. You're not keeping tabs on, like, one of your besties there, one of the best players. Like, okay, if the writing isn't on the wall anymore, I just don't know. And I think, too, the reason why the firing hasn't happened, nothing's happened, is because still this team, technically, as of right now, could go to the playoffs. So as long as there's a glimmer of hope that this team could possibly go to the playoffs, nothing new is going to happen. There's not going to be any changes or anything. And that's what's very frustrating about this whole entire team. And Zimmer used the word frustrating probably about, I have tallied 3 times, so it must have been at least like 3 to 10 times. We get it. You're all frustrated. And then Adam Thielen said today, too, this morning, that he realizes everybody's, sick of hearing the same thing week in and week out, and they want to win too. Then change it. Do something. I can understand even more and more now why Stefon Diggs had to kind of be pretty vocal about getting out. I definitely understand that. And I just would love to see the text messages and the conversations between Adam Thielen and Stefon Diggs, probably Justin Jefferson right now. I don't know, maybe throw Kyle Rudolph in there too. It's just, I don't even know. Where do we go with this, people? It's just, to quote Zimmer today, it's frustrating. And then I think, that's pretty much all I have. And Zimmer also made a point too, because people, somebody asked him about that his thoughts about how, the unvaxxed players have to miss the games now. And he basically said kind of like the best thing you can say is people have already made up their mind. If you want to get it or if you got it, you're going to do it. You got it. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. And nobody can really convince anyone else otherwise. So it is what it is. So I understand that because just that's in life too. You can't necessarily make people do what you want them to do. Can't make people do anything. So I get it. And it was just a lot of dancing around. Did we get any questions answered today, people? Probably not, but I'm glad that we got to watch it. And I will say that, that presser was like double the amount of time that it was last week. This is Zimmer. If I can do my impression, and then 5 minutes in. And then after that, I got to adjust my headphones because I don't feel comfortable. I got to get out of here. I feel uncomfy. So here we are again. And I do believe now that the Vikings are about like 3.5 point underdogs versus the Chargers. And I don't know the Chargers record right now, but I'm actually just going to look it up very quickly because I am curious. LA Chargers next week. Why delay the inevitable? All right, the Chargers people, they're 5-3. And they barely just beat the Eagles. Can't stand the Eagles. Can't stand them. And here we are, another day. And if anyone gets shown the door too, like if Zimmer does happen to be shown the door, which I do not believe that he's going to, I think it would have already happened, right? It would have already happened. But I don't know. And 2, isn't it interesting that the Ravens and the Vikings were 3-3 going into the game yesterday? That was the record. And then the previous 3 losses ended up in the head coaches being terminated after that. That was Leslie Frazier, Mike Tice, and the late Denny Green. And Mike Zimmer's still on the team. And the other the 3 wins that came out of those matchups for Baltimore and the Vikings, when they won the game, then the team went on to the NFC Championship. Mike Zimmer's still on the team, so maybe that whole thing, is done. It's over. But it was an interesting little tidbit to definitely take note of. And I think the only way a midseason firing would happen is if the playoffs are completely thrown out the door. There's absolutely no chance of the Vikings going to the playoffs. And I think that's pretty much it. Or if the Wolves go to the next home game and there's barely anybody there. I don't know. Eventually, we might just have to start completely and utterly boycotting. But anyway, so that's all I have for everybody today. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday after that. And a little episode of probably do a little dive of trolling on Twitter tomorrow, trolling on Twitter Tuesday. So we'll look out for that. Twitter is the best for those little tidbits and things. So what did we get out of the presser today from Mike Zimmer? He's still the head coach, as far as I know. It's been about a half hour now or some time since I started, but since it ended. Still the head coach, still salty, still upset, very frustrated. And I too am of the impression that Mike Zimmer is feeling kind of bad. I think he feels kind of like he had the short end of the stick since he's been a head coach. I do, in my own personal opinion, I do think Mike Zimmer thinks that he's had to deal with a lot more hurdles and troubles that other head coaches maybe have not had to deal with. I mean, we can go back to Zimmer almost freaking like losing his eyeball and going blind. I mean, that is definitely something that not every head coach has to deal with, but it kind of just circles back to the fact that everybody has their shit. So it's your job. You got to figure it out. And at the end of the day too, with Zimmer, you're in your 8th season. Nothing's happened. But I will say again, to circle back, and then I'll finally pop off here. It goes back to the very, very top. Spielman needs to be shown the door. If at the end of the day, Mike Zimmer's the only one that's gone out of this situation, to me, that is putting a Band-Aid on it. That is not solving the issue. That is duct taping the problem. That is just letting a wound continue to fester. Ew. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Moody Monday and the leadership. And the fact, too, we are still waiting. At least I'm still waiting for somebody to have some integrity with this team and take some accountability, admitting faults, changing things, adapting. Until then, I'm still going to be annoyed about it. Have some integrity in your work. Take some accountability. Nobody ever takes accountability, and it's extremely frustrating. So that's all I have. If anyone has any thoughts, definitely throw them in the chat here. Nate, cheers. Thank you for joining. I will enjoy the rest of my Monday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday as well. Monday Night Football tonight, and I'm planning on streaming Thursday Night Football. So if anybody is around, stop on through. I'll be there. Sharp Mario, hi. Jade. Yes, here we are. Watching the Zimmer presser, but that's over. And then as I wrap it up here, I love too that when it's over, there was no time at just last question, answered it, and just walked out. We gotta walk out. All right, Mike Zimmer just peacing out of there. Complete, done, over it. So, all right, I think I'm done here today. So thanks again, everybody, for joining me. Moody Monday, Zimmer Presser. And until then, hang out and stick around, I guess, for tomorrow. Trolling on Twitter Tuesday. See what we can find, see what's happening. And basically, until then, everybody have a great one. Thanks again for stopping by. You all are the best. Peace out.